All right, rock addicts, this is DJ REM, and I have Brian from the band Throw the Goat on the line. How you doing, man?
Doing good, man. How are you?
Not too shabby at all. So why don't you start, if you don't mind, by introducing yourself and the other members of the band that are not with us today?
All right. Well, my name is Brian. A lot of people call me Puke. It's easier to remember. I play lead guitar in Throw the Goat. Not present with me is Michael, lead singer, bass player. Johnny Wilson, also known as Johnny Trash. He's the rhythm guitarist. He's my degenerate guitar player in arms. And our very handsome drummer, Mr. Tim Olivier.
Yes, I like that you threw in there the very handsome part.
I got to give him some credit for something. I don't know.
That's what he's known for. He's handsome. So
he's the pretty boy.
So how long has Throw the Goat been around?
Throw the Goat just turned 2 years old on the 25th, so not that long ago.
Okay, so then what? 2 years ago, what brought you guys all together to get this band rolling?
Well, we've all come in and out of the same little mountain town. A lot of people think, you're from California, so you're automatically from LA or San Diego, but we're actually from a little town called Idlewild. It's about 3,800 people. It's 2 hours east of LA, up in the mountains. Down at the bottom of the hill we call it, is Palm Desert, where Coyotes are from. Mike, lead singer, was born and raised there. Johnny and him grew up together. Tim went to high school with these guys. Tim was actually the drummer in Johnny's high school band, the Mongoloids. I came about 10 years ago, met up with these guys. We've all been sort of in and out, we've all lived in different countries. Johnny's lived in Norway, I lived in England, Mike's lived in Costa Rica. And then just the way that fate would have it, everybody ended up in town at the same time. It was Mother's Day weekend, and I had come out to California for a 2-week visit. Johnny was down from Seattle, to see his mom. Mike and Tim had been jamming together on a few things, just drums and bass. But yeah, we all sort of just set up all the gear in the living room of the house that Mike was living in. It's like a 2-bedroom shack. orange shag carpet in every room, including the bathroom and the kitchen. And yeah, we set up, we rocked out, and we all loved it. Johnny stayed. I moved into the house. I've been there ever since.
Very cool, man. Very cool. Is the orange shag carpet still there?
It is still there. We're afraid to shampoo it or anything because it'll probably disintegrate.
That's too funny. So what do you guys got going on right now? You guys have like live shows and stuff going on?
Yeah, we do. Actually, right now I am talking to you from Nottingham, England. We've got a few shows that we're doing out here, not in Nottingham. The first show is on the 4th of July in London at the Camden Underworld. So we actually get to spend America's birthday in the clutches of the crown. It's kind of funny. Yeah, so we've got that. We've got the 4th. We've got the 5th in Birmingham, where Black Sabbath are from, obviously. We've got the 6th in York and the 7th in Edinburgh, Scotland.
Oh, that sounds like a good lineup. Very cool, man.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. We're doing a co-headlining tour with our friends in a band called the Bastard Sons. Everybody should check them out. Also on 3 out of the 4 dates, this band Serpico. They're pretty cool. Serpico, like the Pacino film.
That's neat. What I have to tell you. So I was sitting here thinking, I'm like, okay, he's from California. He's in England. And his phone number's out in New York. It all makes sense now.
That's sort of it's a totally non-rock and roll story. But my mother's from New York. My dad is from California. I was born in Seattle, and about 10 years ago, actually exactly 10 years ago, my parents moved from California out to New York, and I'm an only child, so I did my duty as a son and help them move out there, because from all the years of touring and all that, I'm pretty good at Tetris-style packing or whatever. So we packed up the U-Haul, drove out there, and they've been there ever since. So I stayed out there with them for a little while until they got settled in. I got got a phone while I was out there, and just kind of kept the number because everybody, you don't want to change numbers or anything. I mean, I could get a California phone number, but
yeah, that turns into a big pain in the ass.
Yeah, exactly. And it's no big deal. Then
right.
When I call people and it pops up, oh, Tonawanda. What the hell is that? Usually I have to leave a voicemail because they don't think it's me.
Uh-huh. That's good. Well, I'm not the only one who gets confused by the whole thing. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's the life of a vagabond, man. Traveling around and all that sort of stuff. I wouldn't trade it for anything, though.
Very cool. So when you guys aren't touring and doing shows, how often do you guys get together and practice and all that stuff?
We get together twice a week. Try to hammer stuff out. The days have changed. I think. What do we do now? We do Mondays and Wednesdays now. But yeah, we're all working class guys. Our drummer has his own business, like a heating and air conditioning. Mike, the singer, he's bar manager at the local American Legion. I work as a chef, and Johnny works the counter at a local gas station.
Hey, you know what? You got to do what you got to do to keep things rolling.
Yeah, for sure.
Because we all know the life of a rock star these days is not a huge money maker. So anything you can do to keep the dream alive, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we're not independently wealthy or anything like that. We didn't do a Kickstarter campaign to raise money to come over here in England and do a bunch of shows. We put the entire thing together ourselves. Put our own money up for it. We're the band and the promoters. It's been an interesting experience, and it's been the trip of a lifetime so far. Hopefully the shows will go well.
Yeah, well, I wish you best of luck for sure with that.
Oh, thanks, man.
So I get this question is kind of geared for you. What got you into music? What kind of influences have you had in your life that got you doing this and made you want to keep doing it?
Well, my dad's a bass player. He was in a bunch of bands in high school, back in the 70s. So I kind of always grew up with it. All of his buddies all of his best friends were in the bands with him and stuff too. So I kind of, I was raised as always surrounded by, rock and roll, and he's like an old school metalhead too. So, but you have to rebel at some point in your childhood. So I was like, no, Dad, I'm not going to listen to rock and roll. I'm going to play saxophone and listen to rap. And that's what I did as a kid. And then, of course, realized that was ridiculous. And ended up picking up a guitar. And the rest is kind of history. I've just always known that music was going to be my life. It never really made sense to me what everybody else was going around and doing with themselves. I mean, no disrespect to anybody who's a doctor or a lawyer or anything like that. Like, we need those. I need those.
Right? Yeah, we all do.
But yeah, it's just it's really hard to explain, man. It's hard to explain like what a calling really is, and it's actually not to get too preachy or anything, but it's almost a spiritual thing, Like if you get to travel around, you get to see the world, you get to meet awesome people, you get to rock people's faces off, you get to drink a bunch of beer. I mean, who wouldn't want to do that?
Exactly. And this has been your Sunday sermon with Throw the Goat.
Praise the Lord.
I love it. So, okay. At some point, you guys made me a radio tag, so huge thanks for that. I appreciate that. And
yeah, no worries. It was fun.
And I have one song from you guys, Southeast Bound.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why it says clean version, though. It doesn't need to be clean for my show, but that's okay.
Oh, fucking A. I didn't know that.
So what's a guy got to do to get more music? That's what I need to know.
More music. Well, it's the age of the internet. Nobody goes and buys CDs anymore. We do have those for sale if somebody wanted to use the internet to buy a physical copy. But we're in all the usual spots. You can go on iTunes. You can go on Bandcamp. All those sort of places. You can go straight to our website, throgoat.net. it's the age of the internet, man. Everything's digital.
Exactly.
Just Google "throw the goat" and we will pop right up, and you'll be happy. There's stuff all over YouTube too. YouTube's like the number one place where people go to listen to music these days, and your show, I'm sure, is number two.
Well, we'll go with that. Yes. But YouTube is definitely where people go to listen to my interviews. So I just hit over 7,000 views on my interviews. So that's definitely where they're going for my interviews.
So how many hits we get on this one?
Yeah, I hope it's a ton.
Hopefully.
So
share it with everybody,
Yeah, well, yeah. Once we're all done with this, it'll get uploaded to YouTube and all that fun stuff. So, and I will definitely send you the link. So.
Excellent. Thanks, man.
Okay, so tell me, where did the name "Throw the Goat" come from? How did you guys name the band that?
Yeah, that's the number one thing that we get asked all the time. It's actually, if it wasn't for the name of the band, I don't think we'd be doing as well as we're doing. But I really we've talked about just making up just some bullshit story to use because the real story isn't really all that interesting. We had booked our first show before we had a name for the band. And after every practice, we would all just kind of, sit around and, pass the joint and drink beers and, just throw out names. We didn't really have a whole lot of criteria for it other than, it should be 3 syllables because that's for optimum crowd chanting, like Pantera. You listen to the Pantera 101 Proof live album and Pantera. So, the 3 syllables was pretty much the key. There was a couple ones that we had picked around. We actually probably spent 2 months and 5,000 different names. Throw the Goat came up in the first round of discussion of names, and then we were kind of like, maybe. And then 2 months later, when the pressure was on, it was like, just threw it out there, Throw the Goat, and then one by one, everybody's like, yeah, cool, I can do that. But as far as meaning or anything, it's I'm sure it's one of the other things that pops up if you Google "Throw the Goat." There's an Urban Dictionary definition, which it's like the heavy metal handshake, man. It's like it's the horns. It's the people often attribute it to Dio, but I don't know. Maybe it'll soon become us.
Hey, I like it, man. It sounds metal, so that's all that matters to me.
It does. It's people. I don't know. Sometimes people take it a little too literally. They're like, "Why do you abuse goats? We do not condone goat throwing." And what is pretty cool is there's been this whole goat phenomenon that sort of happened while this was going on. I like to think that we're responsible for it, but I know that we're not. The screaming goats on YouTube.
Oh, right.
It works out pretty well because now anytime somebody hears the word goat, or if they're at a petting zoo and they see a goat, people tag us in photos and videos and
that's too funny.
Crazy stuff. That's all goat related. And goats, I mean, that's the world around. It's not just a first world country thing.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. You guys should have some stuffed goats you take to shows and throw them out in the audience.
Yeah, we've there's been some of that. There's been a lot of goat things. Somebody threw a big foam goat head, or not foam, but rubber goat head on the stage once. Somebody who showed up to one of our shows, she had made this crazy paper mache goat mask that we actually have at the house now. We've got a few goat related things that people have just given to us. We've actually got an African goat skull just sitting there in our living room.
Sweet.
Amongst the orange shag.
I'm sure it accents well.
It does. It really ties the room together.
Yeah. Okay, so where is a good place for people to go to find out more about Throw the Goat, to hear some tracks, to decide if they want to buy the album or not? I mean, where's the best place for people to go for all this stuff?
You could go to Facebook. We've got a lot of information on there, and all the silly little goat pictures and videos that people tag us in. It helps entertain people. We've got an official Facebook page, and then we've got a Throw the Goat, the person, which is also the band, because there's certain restrictions on Facebook for pages that they don't have for personal profiles. The second suggestion I would give you is our website, although we just got a new one, not a whole lot of information on there. or Bandcamp, throwthegoat.bandcamp.com would be a good place to go as well. We're also on Twitter and, all that other stuff.
Okay, so do you guys have a full album out right now then?
We do. We put that out on our own label, Regurgitation Records. That was last September. Actually, came out on September 11th, the same day that we opened for the Addicts at the Key Club in Hollywood. We're releasing it officially in the UK tomorrow, the 1st. I'm not sure when this is going to air, but yeah, the 1st. And we've recorded a live album a couple months ago that we're going to release after we get back and we can finish working on it. And hopefully get in the studio in the fall. We've been approached by a couple different producers that we'd really like to work with. We just have to, got to work out all our schedules and whatnot.
Right. Okay. Well, very cool. What studio did you use for the current album?
The current album, we did that down in Temecula at AJP Recordings. That's run by Alexander James Pappas, or Alex Pappas, who's actually the drummer for a band called Finch that I'm sure you've heard of.
Yeah, very cool. And then how long this current album that's out? How long did it take? From like when you guys started writing to actually getting it recorded? How long the whole process take for you guys?
Well, we pretty much started writing it as soon as we were a band. Like, the song that you're going to play, Southeast Bound, that was one of the first songs that we had ever played together. It just, eventually got lyrics and all this other stuff. But the actual recording process, I think that started in April. So April, May, June, July. It got done around August. And then we put it out in September. So like a 4-month process.
All right. Well, I tell you what, it sounds really good, and I've got nothing but great feedback when I play that track on my show, and I think I've even heard a couple other DJs playing it. So it's
nice.
it's catching on. So I appreciate it. That's very cool.
Right on.
Okay, so where do you guys hope to be with the band in a couple years? I mean, what are kind of your goals, or what will be success for you?
Goals. Well, I'd like to do a lot more of this, man. Touring around, seeing the world, go to Japan, go to Australia, maybe actually do a United States tour, which we haven't done yet.
That'd be sweet.
Go all the way to England to do our first tour, but yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, man, just more of the same. Put out more albums, turn more people on, melt some more faces, all that sort of good stuff.
Yes, face melting is definitely needed. We appreciate that as metalheads.
Face melting is non-optional.
Yes, exactly.
A must.
Okay, if I grabbed your iPod or your MP3 player, however you like to listen to music, what kind of bands would I find you listening to today?
Right now, we're really into a band called Red Fang. They're from Portland. They're pretty bitchin'. We listen to a lot of Queens of the Stone Age. They're like the closest thing to a hometown band for us. Pretty much anything that rocks, man, and maybe a little bit of Huey Lewis in the news every once in a while.
Nothing wrong with that, man. Nothing wrong with that.
The heart of rock and roll.
That's right. Or, I got a new drug, man. Come on. Did I just say that? No, I didn't.
No.
What's the craziest thing that's ever happened to you at a live show you've done?
Let's see. Craziest thing.
And it doesn't have to be bad crazy. It can be like cool crazy, Well,
we just, right before we left, we had a sold-out home show. We put it on ourselves. There's a local movie theater, the Rustic Theater, that has a stage built underneath the screen. So what we did was we got a couple friends of ours who are also in bands to come down and rock out. It got pretty nuts, man. We sold it out. It was over 200 people, And even though there was security, the stage still got rushed. So everybody was trying to, all they were doing is just dancing, and security's trying to, protect us and protect the gear and that sort of thing. But I've never really seen anybody get thrown off the stage. They weren't throwing goats; they were throwing throw the goat fans at night, and all the speaker systems got took out. So and then instead of being on stands or anything, we were just setting them on the stage. And then it was actually pretty cool. The security guys, very next song, I thought that they were going to be really pissed off, but they brought all the girls from the crowd onto the stage and just let them dance while we were doing our last song. It was actually pretty awesome. It's an interesting experience we haven't had yet.
That's cool. That's a great way to kick off your getting ready to go to Europe kind of thing,
Oh yeah, man, it got us all pumped up.
I bet.
We are ready to go right now.
Excellent. So, who in the band? Oh, and I have to start this question and let you know that this is by far the most important question that I'm going to ask you coming up next year. So, hope you're ready.
Okay. I'm ready.
Who in the band spends the most time in front of a mirror getting ready for a show?
That would be our drummer.
That was quick. I like it.
He's whenever we're doing like a photo shoot or something like that, he's always like, "So what are you guys going to wear? So what should I do about this? I'm going to go get my hair cut," or something like that. Like, we just get off of work and, like, go do a photo shoot. But definitely the answer to that question would be Tim. He's the pretty boy.
Very cool.
And he's the only one that's married. So there you go.
I cannot wait for him to hear this interview. That's going to be awesome.
I know. He's going to strangle me.
Oh, very cool. Okay. Anything else you would like to tell the world about Throw the Goat? Anything I haven't asked you want to make sure people know about you guys?
People just need to know that we're here. We're here to stay. We're going to get in your face. We're going to get in your ear holes, and we're going to make you happy. And you should come to the next time that Throw the Goat is in your town or anywhere near your town. Drop whatever the hell you're doing and come out and see us, because you're going to have a kick-ass time.
Okay, very good. And I will continue to play Southeast Bound, and hopefully I can twist your arm into sending me a few more tracks to get on air. So
I will definitely do that, man. And if you don't need unedited tracks, that's even better.
No, and like I always tell bands, the more tracks you send me, the more airplay you'll get. So that's hint, hint. So
yeah, we can even we'll even sign a copy of the album and send it to you, man.
Oh, that'd be totally awesome, dude. Totally.
All right.
Okay, one last thing I'd love to do before I let you go. I'd love a couple of radio tags from you if you don't mind.
Okay.
So the first one, you can just say your name and say that you're listening to rockaddictradio.com.
All right. This is Puke from Throw the Goat, and you're listening to rockaddictradio.com.
All right, and then number 2, same thing, but just add in there that you're listening to DJ REM at Rock Addict Radio.
All right. This is Puke from Throw the Goat, and you're listening to DJ REM on rockaddictradio.com.
All right, very cool, man. Thanks for taking the time out of your day to talk to me, and good luck with the rest of your tour, and please tell the rest of the band members that are off, probably, I don't know, hungover or whatever. Whatever they're doing, tell them I said hello.
All right. Thanks a lot, man. I
Yep.
definitely will.
All right. Take care, dude.
You too.
All right. Bye.